New footage was released last night of Alex Pereira sparring with Sean Strickland. Pereira is currently preparing for his interim heavyweight title fight against Ciryl Gane on the White House card. Meanwhile, Strickland is getting ready to face Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight title at UFC 328.
Today, Sean and Alex are sparring. I mean, Alex is just massive. You get Sean in Newark, and then you get Alex in the White House. I couldn't be more proud of my friends. And Sean actually looks lean, which is unusual. He always looks fat. He looks like a toe most of the time. But today, he looks like my middle toe.
We're sparring, and he got me to drop my hand. And at that moment, I just said, nah, dude, like, we're done.
Go get Kia.
Yeah. He looks like this the entire time.
Oh, God.
It's like, it's light. We're just gonna spar light.
Colby Covington is scheduled to face Dillon Danis this weekend at RAF 7. The event is headlined by a rematch between Arman Tsarukyan and Giorgio Poulos. However, in an interview with Ariel Helwani, Colby admitted that he's not even sure if the match will happen.
I will ask you first and foremost about RAF and your match this weekend against Dillon Danis. You've been out there doing a lot of promotion. There it is. It's going down March 28th, Fox Nation, 8 p.m. Eastern, Tampa, Florida. And I've seen you out there doing, the media rounds. I don't see a lot from Dillon. And so I'm just wondering, given his history, is there any part of you that is worried about him not showing up on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. There's a big part of me that's worried that he's not going to show up. And I've talked to Chad Bronstein about it, and I've said, hey, if he doesn't show up, do you have any contingencies in place? Do you have anything set in case of a backup plan? So he's assured me, Chad said that he's going to be there for sure. So, I respect Dillon for wanting to step into my arena. I'm willing to step into his arena next if he wants to. Obviously, he's not allowed, to ever go to a UFC event. So this fight could never happen in the UFC. It could only happen in the RAF mats. So I'm thankful for that. Luckily I didn't have to fight 27 Dagestanis to get kicked out of the UFC. But so he's got the strength of a lot of men right now. It's going to be a tough fight on Saturday night. And
when you say that you're willing to go in his world, you mean the world of jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, the world of jiu-jitsu. If he wants to do a jiu-jitsu match after this, I'm willing to go wherever he wants to go. I appreciate him hopefully, coming to lace up the wrestling shoes this weekend in Tampa, Florida at the Yingling Center for RAF 7. But if he's willing to come out and do this, then yeah, I'll give him his wish to do it in grappling.
Lerone Murphy posted a video to his YouTube channel reflecting on his loss to Movsar Evloev. Murphy believes he won the fight and says his goal is to eventually rematch Evloev for the featherweight title. He also reveals he has 2 tears in his hip.
UFC London this past weekend, took my first L, took it like a man. I believe I should have got the nod. I believe I won the first 3 rounds. At worst, it was a draw. I'm glad something's at least a winner, and Movsar's probably going to go on to fight for the title next. Maybe we run it back for the title at some point, and that's my goal. I'm aiming to get back in there probably like September time. I've got an injury in my hip. I've got a tear in my hip. 2 tears. 1 tear of the hip flexor, and then I've got the bone, like a bone avulsion or whatever it's called. I don't know. I think it's like where the bone comes off the muscle. So just rehabbing that now. That'll be about 6 weeks, and then I'll be back to training.
Israel Adesanya is set to face Joe Pyfer this weekend at UFC Seattle. Izzy hasn't competed since his TKO loss to Nasruddin Imavov on February 1st last year, and currently has just 1 win in his last 5 fights. Despite that, Izzy says he plans to remind fans that he's still one of the best fighters competing at the highest level.
I'm feeling great. It's good to be back, doing what I do best, and your mind remembers, the body remembers, so everything is happening accordingly. This, for me, the story I'm writing for myself is, after a year off, I've never had a hiatus this long from fighting, and after a year off doing other things, coming back and showing people I'm still one of the best at this, if not the best at this, at the highest level. So that's the story I'm telling myself, and that's the story I'm going to write this weekend. Nah, it's separated. So for me, when I perform, like my last fight, I was performing very well, but I made a judgment error and a mistake. So for me, now it's about staying focused for 25 full minutes, And then the things I do in the gym, the cool stuff that I try in the gym that I land in the high percentage sometimes, I want to do that under the bright lights. So now it's about just performing and showing off. So yeah, that's what it's about now. Joe Pyfer, I think he's a cool dude. I think he's a dangerous guy. He's a really dangerous fighter, especially early on. So I look forward to matching his energy and overtaking him. And hopefully, if he survives, I'll drown him later on. It's cool that I'm like Unk now in the UFC almost. Like I'm the guy that these young guys are like, damn. Because a lot of these guys coming up young, like 22, 23. And yeah, he was very complimentary to me in Miami when we were kicking it backstage before the weigh-in. And I think, like, again, he's a dangerous guy. I am not taking him lightly. Like, I have to show him respect. And the best way I can show him respect is bringing my best. And I'm going to bring my best to him. Like, he's not going to fight what their camp thinks I'm going to do. Like, a lot happens in a year. So I'll show you guys when it comes to Saturday night. I've been loading for a year, physically with my strength and conditioning coach, Bill Smart, and also technically with my team at CKB. So now I'm just free. I just feel a lot has happened in a year. So I can't wait to just go in there and express. There's a lot to express, man, a lot. So stay tuned, just stay tuned. My grappling, to be honest, because I know he's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot. They always do. And it's smart of them because they think, oh, we can just, that's the easy way to get him. So I know he's gonna shoot, and I will do my thing. Not do my thing, but also have to switch it up because my question mark kick isn't landing the way it used to, because all these know when it's coming, and their coaches warn them outside the cage, he's gonna quit, he's gonna quit. I'm like, shut up. But yeah, I've switched up my game. I've like just tweaked things up and revised old moves. Like watching, I did like some breakdowns of my old fights from China on my freestyle vendor page, and I was watching myself like, damn, I don't do that anymore. Why am I not using that move? And I'm just revising certain things and bringing them back. So yeah, I can't wait to just show off this weekend. I just feel the moment. I just walk, like when they count you down, walking in 3, 2, 1, walk, walk, walk. I love that feeling. It's like a catapult sending you into the stratosphere. And then you see the crowd start to get bigger and bigger, and boom, you're in there, and then you feel the energy. You can't mistake it. There's nothing like it. So I look forward to just walking in there and just feeling the music and just really soaking it in, really enjoying the moment, and just, yeah, make that walk like I've done many, 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 many times.
Joe Pyfer predicts Sean Strickland to beat Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 328.
Obviously, big opportunity against Chimaev coming up here pretty soon. What do you make of that fight? Obviously, styles make fights. It's going to be, I think, a different fight than what we saw against Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. How do you see that fight unfolding?
I don't know. I didn't really think too much about it, but I'm happy that Sean Strickland's getting the opportunity. I'm Team USA still. And yeah, I hope he wins. I think he's got a good opportunity. I think he's got good takedown defense. I think he's got good get-ups. I think he's got a real opportunity to win. So best of luck to Sean Strickland, and I hope he wins.
Daniel Cormier and Ben Askren think 80% of the UFC roster is replaceable.
80-ish% of the UFC roster is totally replaceable in like a snap of the fingers.
80%? You think there are 20% of fighters in the UFC that are irreplaceable?
Less.
There's less than that. There's less than that. I believe that when you talk about who's irreplaceable, like who do you have to have? Dude, let me tell you how you know that I think you have to have Ilia Topuria. I think you have to have Islam Makhachev. I think you have to have Alex Pereira. I think you have to have certain guys. But here's the deal. Like, Alex Pereira's not going, I'm not giving up what I just got, signing an 8-fight deal to make sure that the guy on the bottom is okay. It's like, it's just a flawed argument because the top guys are making big money.
Cory Sandhagen sat down for an interview with Daniel Cormier, where he discussed a potential fight with Sean O'Malley. O'Malley is set to face Ayman Zahabi on the White House card. Sandhagen says he knows he's the better fighter and believes he could outstrike O'Malley.
You recently called out Sean O'Malley for a fight. Wanted to fight him at the White House or anywhere else. Why Sean O'Malley right now?
It's the only fight that makes sense for the both of us. One, 2, I like the fight. I know that I'll beat O'Malley, and I know that there's a lot of people that are like, oh, Corey's going to take him down, he's going to wrestle. Like, I'll outstrike O'Malley too. So that one just bugs me and irks me that, I mean, you know, like we got egos. Like, I know that I'm better than him, and I want to go beat him, and I want to prove that I'm the better striker, I'm the better fighter, just all around in general, and that's why I want to fight him, and it makes the most sense right now. And I hate the way that he answers questions when he gets asked about me, because
he said he's never turned down a fight against you, though. Never. He said he's never been offered a fight against Cory Sandhagen that he said no to.
So is he blaming it on the UFC not wanting that fight then?
I don't know. I'm just telling you.
I mean, because I'm asking for the fight. I don't know. Sean's been on the record for being like, this is a business to me. I want to take the easiest fight for the most amount of money.
Henry Cejudo believes if Dana White was to give Movsar Evloev the next featherweight title shot, he would have announced it after UFC London this past weekend.
I don't feel like Dana White is convinced that he's going to give this guy the title shot, because if not, he would have been like, Evloev's next, like he's got it. It was like this. You know how when Dana White didn't like Merab for a minute, and then Merab put it on me, and what did he say right after the fight? He said, Merab's got the next title shot. I cannot deny this kid no more. Like, when you don't get that answer from Dana White, it makes it a lot more difficult, though. So, you know, and the only reason why I do say that too is because they flew out Gene Silva. You know, according to Gene Silva, I'm quoting him, that Hunter Campbell flew him out when he brought the contract, gave it to Dana White, said, "Hey, Dana White, sign this."
Michael Venom Page does a leg kick challenge with KSI.
5% kick power. Oh God. That was 5%.
Yeah, it's nothing.
10%. Okay. Oh man. 20%.
Still nice.
It's
nice. It's nice.
30%. Okay. 50%. Okay. Yep. No, we can keep going. So many 5%. Oh, okay. Wow. 100%. Kill me, bro.
According to Ariel Helwani, Max Holloway is the frontrunner to face Conor McGregor on July 11th.
Max Holloway ain't playing games. So frontrunner Max Holloway, Conor McGregor, he's confirming it right then and there. There haven't been any other rumors about his return. And so I think that the UFC recognizes that they've got to get the biggest star back. I think they're going to pay him better than what they were talking to John Jones about, better than the Conor Ben number, all that stuff. I think people are going to be very excited about it. You know, even Max said 170. Like I said, when Max put out that clip, I knew exactly what he was doing. He hasn't talked about Conor in quite some time. Been doing that, and then he did it, and it made all the sense. Imagine thinking before that BMF title fight, the loser would end up fighting Conor. I think we thought maybe if Max would have won, they would have done a BMF title fight. Perhaps this is an indication that they didn't love the Charles fight. I think we're going to see him July 11th. I saw Masvidal say the UFC wants him to come back, and they have an idea who the opponent is. And I saw people say, oh, he's got to be talking about Conor. He's not talking about Conor. The Conor fight is not the one that they're talking about.
Max Holloway says he likes the idea of fighting Conor McGregor because he knows Conor won't shoot for takedowns.
I don't think he can make 55. I don't think he wants to, but we can fight whatever weight he wants. I want to get down back. It'd be a fun fight, I think. Conor's not going to shoot. I hope so not, but never say never.
Fans are starting to get concerned about Israel Adesanya after a new photo of him surfaced today. In the image, many quickly noticed that Izzy's nose looks noticeably different compared to how it appeared in photos from 2025. It seems slightly misaligned, which immediately sparked speculation online. A lot of fans now believe he may have recently suffered a broken nose, although nothing has been officially confirmed. Izzy is set to face Joe Pyfer this weekend at UFC Seattle. What do you guys think? Post your thoughts in the comments. Yesterday, Ali Abdelaziz claimed that Islam Makhachev will be defending the welterweight title in July. Ali said Islam is facing the #1 contender, and it's already a done deal. Dana White corrected Ali today. He wrote, "Not true, it's August. Who do you guys think Islam is fighting?" Ian Gary has been posting videos on Instagram this week saying that he's waiting for a call from the UFC, and Michael Morales has been telling Islam to sign the contract. Post your thoughts in the comments. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Shot Package. It says, Pereira linking his own knockout loss while cheering Adesanya on is incredibly humble. What an absolute legend that man is. The second one's from 7 Like the Number. It says, Jean Silva speedrunning being the most unlikable fighter on the roster. And the final one says, thought dude was having a stroke reading that Conor post. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.